Good morning and welcome to Leadership Tip Tuesday with Coach Ellis. Hey, this is the day I spend just a few minutes talking with emerging, existing, and exiting leaders about the principles of leadership. And it doesn't really matter whether or not you are a Fortune 500 company leader or you are the leader of a small church, just of your family or of a nonprofit organization. Leadership principles are pretty much the same. So I want to talk to you about this idea of leading through serving or leading through driving. And there was a rider that was riding across the road, and he ran into a squad of soldiers. And as he was looking at this squad of soldiers, they were moving this big beam of wood, a big beam, and it was just heavy enough that they weren't able to fully move all that they needed to move, but it was almost in place. And you heard the corporal on the hill saying heave, and when he said heave, they lift, and the wood just wouldn't move to the right spot. And it was just about there. They just need a little bit more help, and the corporal said heave, and they pull again, and they tried to move, and it just wouldn't go. And one more time he said, heave, guys, heave. And they lifted it, and it still wouldn't go. And the rider stopped, Tony, and the rider stopped and asked the corporal, why don't you just get down and help the men? And the corporal said, sir, I'm a corporal. I don't do that work. And so the guy got off his horse, went down, and he grabbed part of the wood, and he said, okay, guys, together, we're going to move this over. Heave, and they struggled, and the wood fell into place. And so the rider got ready to get back on his horse, and he looked to the corporal and said, you know what? When you have something to do, it's important to be there with your men. But if not, I know you're a corporal. You can simply, next time you have something to move, why don't you just call the general of the army? And the guy turned around and took off his coat, and he had the stars of a general. And at that time, George Washington told the young corporal that leadership is about being with the men, not being above the men. And the idea is that as leaders, oftentimes we sit on high, we make pronouncements, and we demand people take action, when sometimes the difference between success and failure is us being there with them. It doesn't mean you have to be an expert in all those that they do, but being present, being with them, struggling with the folks who are working the hardest, who are closest to the point of impact. Robin, when we do this, not only do we instill into men and women that work with us our willingness to be there with them, our willingness to get our hands dirty, our willingness to sweat a little bit with them, that it removes us from being, the masters on high to being one of the folks who has a responsibility for making our organization work well. I often tell people that when I'm leading an organization, you don't work for me, you work with me. We just have different responsibilities. But we all have the same responsibility for making sure the organization works well and does exactly what the vision says it should do. So, Lady D, the thing I want to posit with people today is that people follow commanders out of regulation. They follow leaders out of respect. And the way you get the folks to respect you is get your hands dirty, be in the midst. You don't have to do everything, but especially when it comes time when it's the hardest, be there with the folks doing the work. And if you do that, your leadership roles will skyrocket because they will have confidence in you that you're not too good to come do some real work. Hey, I'm Coach Ellis. You got questions or comments, leave them down below. Hit me on Facebook at Coach Ellis or send me an email at coach@elliscrum.net. Until next week, have one tabulous, get your hands dirty, earn their respect, Leadership Tip Tuesday. God bless you, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.